All right, hello and welcome to week 3 of Pure Strength Pilates. So we're going to really be focusing today mostly on the hamstrings and the core. So all you're going to need for the first bit is just some yoga blocks, which will be really helpful. You will need 2. And I'm going to invite you, there's going to be some transitions and moves that are going to feel really hard and unfamiliar. If at any time you start to get like a Charlie horse sensation in your hamstring, by all means, please take a pause, straighten out your leg, and then just jump back in. Be okay with fumbling around. We're probably all going to drop the block at some point. So I just invite you to have a really fun, playful attitude, and we'll jump right in. So we're actually going to start on our back with a wide-legged and far extended leg bridge. So I'm going to use my block for now just to hold up the phone so I can see my notes. But as you come to lay on your back, we're actually going to start in your normal bridge position with the heels close to the butt and the feet hip distance apart. From there, take your feet about 8 to 12 inches further away from your sit bones, so they're away from the body, and then take them about as wide as a yoga mat. So it should already feel a little bit different than a typical bridge. With every bridge we do, we're going to want to make sure we're not dumping into the low back, but we're honoring through the hamstring. So I'm going to invite you to find a gentle pelvic tilt upwards so you feel your low back kind of broaden onto the floor to begin. And we're going to go really, really slow and time under tension here. So I want you to think as we lift into the bridge, we're just lifting one vertebra at a time. So really, really slow, press through the feet, start to pick up the hips, and you're just coming up one little vertebra at a time. When you come to the top, ideally we'll have a nice straight line from knees to hips to shoulders. So really feel that engagement through the back of the hamstrings. We're going to come down in that exact same tempo. So really, really slow, one little vertebra at a time. Once you feel your tailbone very gently tap the floor, we're going to come right back up at that same tempo. So we're moving really slow, time under tension, and finding that expression through the hamstring. So really press your heels into the floor, slowly unravel back down. Your toes can be lifted, the balls of the feet could even be lifted. Just make sure you're really pressing through the heels and you're keeping that slight tilt of the pelvis the entire time. All right, 2 more just like that at that slow, slow tempo. Peeling yourself up till about the shoulder blades, and then slowly bringing it down. Now, I will give you a heads up, this is probably the easiest hamstring work throughout the entire class. It's going to progressively get harder. So again, come back to that playful, exploring attitude, and it's okay, don't get frustrated if something feels really challenging, or if you start to get those Charlie horses in the glutes and the hamstrings. All right, we're going to do the same thing. Keep your left leg exactly where it is, but bring your right knee into your chest actively. So don't hug the right knee. We're just going to keep it where it is. So this is going to feel really wonky because the left leg's off to the left. So take the left heel into the floor. Same tempo. Come up really slow, single leg. Now, we might not get as high here. We're going to pause at the top for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Slowly lower it back down. Keep everything as it is. Let's do that 3 more times. So we're going to lift up really, really slowly. We're going to hold for 5. Hopefully the hamstring is starting to engage, maybe feeling a little shake. Slowly lower it back down. I know my left hamstring is already on fire. 2 more just like that. Lift up slow. Once you get to the top, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, lower down just as slow. Try not to rush that. I know when we get tired, it's like just drop down towards the floor, but stay active. 1 more time, lift up really slowly, and then hold 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly lower it back down. Whew. All right, place your right foot, again, about 12 inches further away from the body than usual and out towards the side. Use your hip mobility to actively bring your left knee into your chest. Press firmly through the right heel 4 times. We come up really slow, and then we hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly unravel. Come right back up nice and slow. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly unravel. 2 more just like that, slow on the way up. Press through the heel firmly. Hold 5, 3, slowly unravel. 1 more just like that, nice and slow. Hold it, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it down. You can hug your knees into your chest, gently rock side to side. So that was kind of priming the hamstrings. From here on out, we're really going to dig in a little deeper. All right, so here's where you're going to need your blocks first. We're going to take the blocks on their lowest setting, and we're going to use them to elevate the heels. So I'm going to place them on the floor, and you're going to place your heels right there in the center of the blocks. The toes will be lifted, balls of the feet lifted. So we're going to do that same thing on the block. So heels will be a little bit closer to the glutes than the furthest extension. The elevation on this one's going to be what engages us a little bit more. Find that tilting of the pelvis, low back nice and broad, come up really slow, one little vertebra at a time. Now hopefully we can get a little bit higher because we've just lifted the earth a little bit. Hold 5, 3, 2, lower down with that same amount of control and at that same slow tempo. All right, let's go 2 more just like that, really slow. Pressing through the heels, keeping that slight tilt of the pelvis so we're not dumping this into the low back, but we're really feeling this from the glutes down. Slowly, slowly bring it back down. 2 more just like that, really slow on the way up. Maybe a 5 count on the way up if that helps you to stay a little slower. Hold for 5 counts at the top. And slowly unravel back down. 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 more. Let's come up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2. And lower. 5, 4, 3, 2. And lower the hips all the way down. All right, we're going to keep the left foot on the floor. You're going to bring your right knee into your chest. This time we're going to come up for 5 counts. We're going to pulse for 5. We're going to hold for 5. Then we're coming back down. So lots of time under tension here. So nice and slow on the way up. 5, just your left foot, right knee is into the chest. And then we lower and lift for 5, 4, just a little pulse at the top. 3, 2, lift it up, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, lower 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 more just like that. Come up really slow for 5. At the top, pulse for 5, 4, ooh, feel those hamstrings, 3, 2, hold at the top, 5, keep that right knee into your chest, make sure the leg's not up to the sky, but you're actively bending it in, flexing the foot, lower 5, 4, 3, 2, all right, 1 more just like that, really slow on the way up, we pulse, 5, 4, 3, make sure you're not just moving your right leg here. You're actually lowering and lifting your left hip. And then hold 5. Ooh, are we shaking yet? 3, 2, lower down nice and slow with control. Let's switch that out. Right heel down. Bring your left knee into your chest as close to the chest as you can. Flex that left foot. 3 rounds up for 5. Pulse for 5. Hold for 5. Lower for 5. All right, 2 more just like that. You got to stay on that 5 count tempo. 5 count pulse. 5 count hold. Whoo, can you lift a little higher? 5 count to lower. All right, 1 more just like that. 5 counts to come up, nice and slow. 5 count to pulse. Whoo, my right hamstring is shaking. 5 counts to hold. Can you lift a little higher? Keep that left knee bent. Slowly lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Whoo, Nelly. All right, we're going to move into a little bit of core. We're going to give the hamstrings a little bit of a break. Make sure you've got space right to left. So I'm actually going to scooch a little bit away from my wall. You're going to take the block between the inner thighs. Bring both knees into your chest. Now you can keep your knees bent or we can straighten them. Let's start bent though, see how that goes, and then we'll work towards straight. Extend your arms out like a T, palms facing down. Bring your knees again into the chest. So we are practicing this with the bridges, that active knee to chest with the dorsiflexion through the feet. Keep all of that as your knees squeeze the block and fall over to the right without your left shoulder leaving the floor. Come back through center. Let the legs fall over towards the left without your right shoulder lifting off the floor. Now come back through center. If that was super easy, let's straighten the legs. If that felt challenging, keep the legs bent. Let the legs fall towards the right without the left shoulder lifting as far as they can till you feel that left shoulder has to come up. Then pause. Stay for 3. Stay for 2. Come back up through center. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Find that end range where the right shoulder wants to lift, but stop there. Don't let it lift. Hold 5, 4, 3. Brace the core. 2, 1. Nice and slow. Come up through center. Let's do that 3 more rounds. Let them fall over to the right. Engage the left obliques to hold you. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back up through center. Other side. Find your in range. That moment the shoulder feels like it's going to leave the floor, and then hold 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back up through center. Let's go 2 more rounds. Really engaging the obliques. Keeping the back of the head and the shoulders grounded the entire time. So the only thing moving is from waist down. Back up through center. Take it to the other side. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back up through center. 1 more round. This is it. Whew. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back up through center. 1 more time. Take it all the way over. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2. Come up through center. Bend your knees. Release the block. Bring your feet to the floor and gently just windshield wiper your knees side to side. Nice job. All right. We're going to keep building on this. Keep progressing. So we're going to flip it over and come into a more prone position. We're going to be on hands and on the block and a leg on the block. So this is where you're going to need your 2 blocks. So let's go ahead and bring it up, flip it over. You're going to have 1 block underneath the forearms. Now you can orient this on its lowest setting or its mid setting. The other block is going to be on a high setting, and it's going to be right above the knee. So placing the edge of the block right above the knee, and then we're going to come onto the forearms on the other. Now, the opposite leg is going to be out like a frog position. So it's kind of like a supported lunge. Now, if the block on the mid setting under the arms is too low, by all means, please feel free to bring it up on the highest setting. But that just might feel like a little unstable. Unless you have 3 blocks, that could be really nice. All that set up, and you can also put your hands on the floor if that feels better. We're just going to hamstring curl this extended leg back behind us. So find the dorsiflexion of the foot. So before you come into that, I just wanted to show you, tuck the toes under so you've got the dorsiflexion of the foot. Now, start to curl the hamstring in towards your glute. Nice and slow, just like we did for our bridges. 5 counts in, hold, squeeze. How close can you get your heel to your butt? 3, 2, slowly extend it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toe taps the floor, we bring it back in. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, squeeze. Can you get the heel even closer to the butt? For 3, for 2, you feel that hamstring engagement. Slowly straighten. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now in this next one, just pulse it at our end range for 5. So curl it in. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold. Now here, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slow lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to do that one 2 more times, and then we're going to switch legs. So for 5, really slow. Hold your end range. Now pulse at the end range. 5, 3, 2. Hold and squeeze. 5, 4. My hamstring feels like it's literally going to explode at the back of my leg. How are you feeling? Slowly straighten. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more. Just as slow. Don't rush this last one. We come in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold in range. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold and squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slow it at release. 5, 4, 3, 2. Release. Walk it back to the back of your mat. Standing forward fold. Stretch out that hamstring. You might have to bend the knee if the hamstring is really tight. Take a couple of breaths just stretching out that hamstring. We have the whole other side to do. All right, so take the other block to the back of your mat on its highest setting. We're going to place that right above the knee on the opposite leg. Other foot comes forward. Come onto the elbow if that feels okay on your other block. So we're going to start here. Tuck the toe under so you've got that dorsiflexion. We're going to move really slow. Curl it in. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Release slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more just like that. Slowly curl it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at your in range. Squeeze. Can you get your heel closer to your butt for 3? Flex that foot for 2. Slowly extend. 5, 4, 3, 2. Tap the toes to the floor. All right, let's add that pulse. Come in for 5. Really slow. Find your in range. Now at your in range, pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold at the in range. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly straighten. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now 2 more exactly like that, and then we're done with this little set. Come up for 5. Slow and controlled. Find your in range. Pulse there. 5, 3. Hold at your in range. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly straighten. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, one more just like that. This is it. Pull it in slow. Try not to rush it. I know the hamstrings are on fire. At your in range, pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly extend. 5, 4. Don't rush it. 3, 2. Plant the toe. Walk yourself back to the back of your mat. Standing forward fold. Take your time to get there. Oh my gosh. If you didn't notice the hamstring during the work, perhaps when we come into this still stretch, you're like, oh yeah, there it is. There's the hamstring. All right. We're going to stay standing. You might want both blocks here, one for underneath the hands, one we're going to eventually place between the heel and the butt. Take the block in front of the right foot. Start to balance on your right foot. We're going to sweep the left leg back behind us like you're coming into somewhere between standing splits and warrior 3. From here, again, find that dorsiflexion throughout the foot. Bend the knee. So tuck the heel towards the glute. You're in that hamstring curl. From here, we're just going to lift and lower the leg. 5. Just a pulse. 4, 3, 2. Now hold. Take your free block. You're going to orient it on the tallest setting. You're going to slide it in between the heel and the glute, and you're going to squeeze it there. So we're in this standing fold. Oops. See, I told you we'd all lose the block at some point. I'm probably going to lose mine a lot from here on out. My hamstrings are dead. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Press your heel into the block. Press your heel towards your butt. Can you lift your knee a little higher? Hold. 5. Hold. 4. 3, 2. Remove the block. Release the foot. Come into your standing forward fold. Maybe placing both blocks underneath one hand and coming into a half lift so we can release the hamstrings gently. All right, we got to do that on the other leg though. So take the block under the left hand. Start to shift your weight into the left foot. Slowly sweep your right leg back behind you. Once your right leg is back behind you, bend the knee, heel to glute. Keep that squeeze. Now lift and lower the knee for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold. Take your free block. Reach back behind you. If you can, place it between the heel and the butt. Now hold and squeeze. You're trying to press the heel like you're breaking the block and trying to get your heel to your glute. We hold for 5. Squeeze for 4. For 3. For 2. Remove the block. Straighten the leg. Come to your half lift forward fold. Gently transition there because the hamstrings are mad at us. Take a nice deep breath. All right, we're going to come all the way onto the bellies. Keep your blocks within arm's reach. You can walk it out like an inchworm. You can down dog plank and then lower, however you would like to get there. Now, we're going to come all the way onto our bellies. Your forehead can be on the floor. Press the pelvis. We're just going to do one leg at a time. Eventually, though, we're going to place the block between the heel and the butt, just like we did standing. So from this position, go ahead and dorsiflex your left foot. You're going to squeeze your left heel towards your glute. Take the block in your left hand on its highest setting. Slide it between the butt and the heel. Now, all we're going to try to do here is lift and lower the left thigh. Squeeze the block, lift and lower the left thigh. Now, if the block falls out, it's because you're not actively squeezing the block between the heel and the glute. So really squeeze so we don't lose the block. All right, we've got 5 more. Just lift and lower the thigh. 4, 3, keep squeezing. 2, we're gonna hold up for 5. Hold, squeeze and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, lower, grab the block, straighten the leg, gently wiggle your hips side to side. Nice job. All right, let's do the right side. So dorsiflex the right foot first. Tuck, or sorry, not tuck, but bend the knee, bring the heel towards the butt. Reach for your block on its highest setting. Place it between the heel and the glute. Really squeeze here. Lift and lower the thigh. 10. Oops, I just lost my block. I'm not squeezing hard enough. 7, 6, keep squeezing. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, listen, hold it up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower it down. Grab the block. Release. Gently wiggle the hips side to side. Nice job. All right, we're going to come back into the core a little bit. Give the hamstrings just a little bit of a break. Go ahead and set yourself up in a Sphinx pose. So walking the arms underneath of you, elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Now I'm going to invite you to keep the toes untucked. So I'm actually on the shoelace side of my foot. But if that does not feel good for your ankles, then feel free, please tuck the toes. And when we lift into our plank, you'll be in a more traditional forearm plank. But I'm going to invite you to try this plantar flexion plank. So coming from Sphinx pose, press through the top of the feet. We're going to draw the navel in towards the spine. We're going to lift ourselves up. Find your forearm plank. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly, slowly unravel back down to your Sphinx. All right, let's do that 9 more times just like that with the 5 count. Hold at the top. Navel to spine. Press to the forearms. Press to the tops of the feet. Hold. 5. My whole body is shaking. 3, 2. Slowly unravel. There's 2 out of 10. Lift back up. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly lower. There's 3 out of 10. We got this. Let's lift back up. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly unravel. There's 4. Let's lift back up. Strong through the forearm plank. 5, 4. Navel to spine. 2. Slowly unravel. We're halfway. 5 more just like that. Lift up and hold. Squeeze. Brace. Push into the floor. Slowly unravel. 4 more just like that. Navel to spine. First to find the movement. Slowly unravel. Whew. 3 more. Feel that core engaging. Slowly unravel. 2 more. Slowly unravel. 1 more. We got this. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower it down. Nice job. Walk the hands in under the shoulders. Push yourself up to tabletop. We're going to come into a low lunge. So take your right foot forward. Left leg will stay back behind you. Now we are going to be on the left knee for a moment. So if you need extra padding, grab a towel or something to place under that knee. Dorsiflex the left foot. Block's going to come between the heel and the glute. Come into this low lunge and just squeeze. Hold. 10. Hold. 5. Keep squeezing. Now these transitions are going to be a little weird. If you drop the block, just pick it right back up. Bring your hands to the floor. Keep the squeeze. Take your right leg back behind you. I already lost my block once. We're going to bring this up into a 3-legged down dog. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Lift up into your down dog. Hold. Lift your knee a little higher. Squeeze the block. 5, 4, 3. Now keep squeezing. Walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're at the back of your mat, standing fold, squeezing the glutes. Keep the squeeze as you come up to stand. Woo! As much as you can. Keep the squeeze, keep the squeeze, keep the squeeze, keep the squeeze. Keep it going as you bring the knee forward. Whoo! How's that hamstring feeling? All right, we got to reverse that. Slowly sweep it back. Start to hinge from the hips. Lift your leg up high, 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 high. Hands to floor. Keep the squeeze. Can you walk it back out to down dog? Keep the squeeze. Keep the squeeze. Don't lose your block. Don't lose your block. Slowly lower your right knee back towards the floor. And your left, let the block drop. Whew, have a seat back on the heels. Take a moment. All right, let's do that on the other side. Ugh. Hamstrings are on fire. Step your left foot forward. Dorsiflex the right foot. Place the block. Hold 10. Squeeze for 8. Squeeze for 6. 4, 3, 2. Now keep the squeeze, hands to the floor. Can you sweep your left leg back? Don't lose it. Don't lose it. I lose it every time. Don't lose it if you can't. Down dog. Whew. All right, slowly walk the hands back towards that left foot. Keep the squeeze of the block, heel to butt as you slowly come up to stand. Hold at that halfway point, and then slowly bring the knee through. Whoo-wee. Feeling that. All right, slowly, let's take this back to the floor. We're only doing this one time, by the way, so we don't have to do this again. Oh, God dang it, I lost my block. Whoo, when the block falls out, you really feel that hamstring, that engagement, that time under tension. Walk the hands back out. Down dog. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing, keep squeezing, keep squeezing. With control, slowly lower the left knee. Here's the sweet spot. Let the block fall. Have a seat. Oh, nice job. How them hamstrings feeling? All right, set your blocks up to the side. Come all the way back onto your backs. We're going to finish with a little bit of core before we get into some really nice release through myofascial release and stretches. So we're going straight leg and arm dead bug. So take your arms over your chest. Whoo, straighten those legs. How them hamstrings feeling? Over the hips. Now left arm and right leg are going to drop towards the floor. Bring it back. Right arm, left leg drop. Bring it back up. So we're going opposing or contralateral across the body. Opposite arm and leg. Now really focus on your core stability here. So drawing the navel in towards the spine, broadening or flattening your low back across the floor. Make sure you're breathing. All right, there's 10. We're going 10 more. So we're doing 10 full sets, 10. I'm just counting them as singles. 9, 7, 6. You got this. Stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now listen closely. Both arms up, both legs up. Open into your hollow body. Lift your head. So we practice this every week for the past 3 weeks in our shoulder and back class. We finished with those hollow body rockers. So right now I'm asking you to find that hollow shape we've been practicing for the past 3 weeks and hold. Whoo! Navel to spine. You only have 30 seconds left. Hold this hollow body. Now if it gets to be too much, feel free, bend your knees. Take your legs up higher towards the sky. Whatever you need to adjust, but stay in this. Breathe for 15 more seconds. Strong through the core. Lengthening through the hamstrings after all of that concentration. Come on, come on. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, drop. Whew, you made it. Hamstrings and core. Check and done. Take a moment. Bend your knees. Let's start with just a supine twist. Release the back. Take both legs over towards the right. Take your arms out wide like a T. Was anybody able to hold on to their block the entire time? That's pretty impressive. Take your legs over to the other side. Breathe. All right, the hard stuff is done. Let's get into some juicy, yummy stretches. All right, hopefully you were smarter than me and you had your myofascial release balls on your mat with you. I didn't, so I've got to go grab mine. All right, roll onto your side. Go ahead and press yourself up to have a seat. Grab your yoga blocks. You're going to place them above the knee towards the hamstrings. So we're just really supporting kind of this like bent leg forward fold. And then just kind of lazily drape your upper body over. So you might not even have a whole lot of sensation here. We're just really trying to encourage the hamstrings to relax after they've been tense for 30 minutes. So then we can really fall into those stretches. So at this point, not looking for a whole lot of sensation, just trying to bring more relaxation into the body after we've been active. All right, slowly lift your upper body back up. You can remove your blocks. We're going to take the myofascial release balls. I'm going to invite you just to roll onto your right hip so your left hip is free. I want you to take your hand to your glute and with just your fingertips kind of palpate around. You'll feel this really bony protrusion. So that's your sits bone. We're going to place the balls right underneath the sit bone. So it's going to be kind of between the glute and between the hamstring. And we're going to do it on either side. So finding your sits bones and then kind of propping the balls right there. Now, the more we lean back, it can feel a little bit more luxurious, restorative to the hamstrings. The more you fold forward, it'll feel a little bit more intense just because you're physically putting more body weight into the hamstring. So find something you can soften into. If it feels really straining and you can't take deep breaths, I invite you to back off just a little bit so you can really just kind of relax into this. If you feel like you have to tense through the feet and the legs, let's back off a little bit, let the legs be really soft, maybe even kind of wiggle the feet, which will just encourage the legs to soften. And take a couple of deep breaths. So I personally felt like that flew by, but that was a lot of work for the hamstrings. So let's give them lots of love so tomorrow we can crawl out of bed and move on with our day. All right, we're just going to move the balls down towards the knees about an inch. So it's not much. So just bend the knees, slide the balls down just an inch. So you're still above the midpoint. And you may want to lean a little bit more forward here. But again, find something that you can really soften into, something that you can breathe, something that we're not inviting extra tension into the body. And just take nice deep breaths here. All right, we're going to move them down another inch. So we're probably right above the halfway point. And again, decide how far you want to lean forward or lean back. All right, now let's move the balls right to the midpoint of the thigh. So you're nice and even between the knees and the hamstring, or sorry, the glutes. And then remove the balls. We're actually going to flip over to sit onto our shins. And we're going to find a little bit more deeper release for the hamstrings, but this will also release the calves, which were very active when we were holding the block between the glutes and the foot. So the first one, we're going to kind of place the balls right behind the knee. So to get into that position, you are going to have to just momentarily kind of come onto your head, and you're going to pop the ball right up close to behind the knee as you possibly can, and then slowly start to come back up and sit the hips back. Now, maybe this doesn't feel much and you can sit all the way up. I know that I'm already getting a lot of feedback. So I'm going to keep in this like kind of lifted child's pose variation, but feel free to come upright more if you need a little bit more, or you can even come forward a little bit more if you need to back off a little bit. But again, just finding that mid-range where you can really breathe and soften into this. You just want to make sure you can take nice, deep, relaxing breaths here. All right, we're going to move the balls down to the bottom part of the gastrocnemius, or kind of like that heart shape of the calf muscle. So go ahead and come back onto the head just momentarily. And you're going to place the balls right in the middle, the meaty part of the calves, and then slowly bring yourself back up. Now, you may be able to sit more upright here, or you may still have to come down towards the floor. But again, just find something you can relax into. I'm not pushing and inviting tension in the upper body, just something you can really relax into. So if you feel like you have to push or grit, then let's just back off a little bit so we can take a little bit less sensation and take nice deep breaths. Let's take one more breath here. And we're going to find one more spot, and it's just going to be right in the Achilles tendons region. So you're kind of just right behind the front of the ankle, and you're kind of at the top of the hamstring. And then slowly release. You can set your myofascial tools off to the side. Bring your hands to the floor in a tabletop position. We're going to tuck the toes under. Make sure you even get that little tiny pesky pinky toe. And we're going to come into broken toe pose, because just like the calf was working, the feet were working really hard to hold the block in place. So I personally like to have my blocks under my hands and sit upright with a little bit of upper body support. You may find it totally comfortable to sit completely upright on top of the feet, and it may be a lot of sensation, so you may want to even have the hands on the floor. But what we're looking for here is just a gentle stretch to the toes, as well as through the plantar fascia, the arch area of the foot. And again, just finding something you can really soften into and take a few deep breaths. From here, go ahead and grab your blocks if you don't have them already. We're going to keep the toes tucked under. Push your hands into blocks to lift your knees and come into a standing forward fold. Once you're in your fold, you can walk the blocks back and keep them. You can hook arms and elbows. You can ragdoll and just let the upper body hang free. Whatever feels really inviting to you. But what we're looking for here is hamstring release. So soft bend through the knees, lengthening through the upper body, and just breathing. Take 2 more breaths here. And if you took any arm variation, go ahead and slowly release. Place your right fingertips either on the block or on the floor. Bend your right knee generously. Start to straighten your left leg. I'm sorry, I'll switch that. Right hand on the floor, right leg is straight, left knee is bent as you come into your fold. Just feeling a little bit deeper sensation through that right hamstring. And then let's switch that. So bend your right knee, straighten the left, and left hand onto the floor or onto a block. And then from here, bend both knees. Take the upper body more towards the outside pinky edge of the left foot. And as you come up, we're just going to kind of sway to the outside of the right leg, come up an inch. Outside of the left, come up an inch. So as you're ragdolling yourself up, you're also kind of side swaying. Pressing firmly through the feet, coming up nice and slow, just stacking vertebra on top of vertebra. Until we're all the way standing. Take your time, there's no rush. And once you get to standing, just keep the twist. Just decompressing throughout the vertebra. Couple of deep breaths. And then once you're all the way to the top, you've taken a couple of swings side to side. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, side bend over towards the right. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, side bend over towards the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, forward fold halfway. We're going to place the hands onto the thighs so the chest is just parallel with the floor. And take a cat-cowing of the spine here in this like half hinge fold. So spinal extension, pull the shoulder blades together, wrap the elbows back. Push into the hands, round the spine, tuck the chin. 2 more just like that. And then the next time you come into spinal flexion or the rounding of the spine, come up nice and straight, ragdoll, roll the rest of the way up. At the top, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Two more times. And one big final sweep, inhaling, reaching the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice today, and until next time, be well.